I was extremely disappointed to hear the Radio New Zealand interview today with Te Pati Maori leader Debbie Ngarewa. The struggle with Hamas is not about colonisation. Israel completely left Gaza in 2005, completely left every Israeli, every Jewish settlement was forcibly removed by Israel so they could hand control over to the people of Gaza. They were effectively giving the Gazans their rangatiratanga. And what happened? They voted into power Hamas, a terrorist entity, who took over Gaza and turned it into a terrorist enclave. Who is Hamas? Hamas is connected to the Muslim Brotherhood. It's a radical Islamist group that shares the values of the Muslim Brotherhood. It is backed by Iran and funded by Qatar. There are similar movements throughout the Middle East. They're connected to Hezbollah in the north, who are currently firing on Israel. They all have the same ideology. Their goal is to annihilate Israel. It is written in their charter. That is their goal. That is what they've been trying to do for the past 16 years. That is what they were trying to do on the 7th of October. They went into Jewish communities with the intention to kill as many Jews as possible. That is genocide. To compare what Hamas is doing with what the IDF is doing is morally reprehensible. Hamas has in its charter their desire to annihilate Israel. They are a radical Islamist group. That's what they're trying to do. Israel believes in the principles, the value of life. They do everything possible to save civilian life. They never target civilians. They target terrorist infrastructure. They warn civilians. They try to allow civilians to leave. What we have seen in the last couple of weeks is the difference between Hamas, that uses its people as human shields, and Israel, that tries to protect civilian lives, the lives of its own people, as well as the lives of the Palestinians. Israel gave warning to the people to leave because they were going to target terrorist infrastructure. Hamas set up roadblocks to stop their own people from leaving. Why is that? Because Hamas is a radical Islamist group that does not value life, does not value the lives of its own people. They use their people as human shields. They store their weapons in hospitals, in schools. To compare the two is morally reprehensible. To accuse Israel of genocide, colonisation and apartheid, as Debbie has done, is reality inversion. There is no apartheid in Israel. 20% of the population are Arabs. They have equal rights. They have the same freedoms as every other person in Israel. They're successful in society. They're in all parts of society. They are doctors, lawyers, judges, teachers, right throughout society. The only apartheid you will see is in Gaza and in some parts of the West Bank, where Jews are forbidden to enter, and if they do, they risk being killed. That is the only apartheid that actually exists in Israel. Israel is not committing genocide. Hamas has committed genocide. Israel does not support apartheid. Hamas does, and some of the Palestinian territories do. They want to cleanse the entire area of Jews. That's what the river to the sea means. It's a call for genocide. It is the Jews who are the Indigenous people of the land. They have more than a 3,500 year continuous connection with that land. It is the land where their unique culture, their religion, their language developed. The Arabs are in fact indigenous to Arabia. Jews have experienced all the struggles of Indigenous peoples: expulsion from their land, dispossession, persecution, pogroms, and yet they have managed to be restored to their ancient ancestral homeland. This should be an inspiration for Indigenous peoples, and in fact has been an inspiration to Maori, especially from the 19th century even to today. Many Maori resonate with the story of the Israelites. You look at some of our Māori prophetic movements like Ratana, Iharaira, Ringatu, there is a strong connection to Israel, which is there even to today. The only people to have ever had sovereignty in the land are the Jewish people. They had 3 times had sovereignty in that land prior to 1948. It is their ancestral homeland, and the Arabs of that period recognised it and acknowledged it. The kind of inflammatory rhetoric that the Māori Party is spouting is irresponsible. Calling Israel evil is demonising and dehumanising, and it has a direct impact on the lives of Jews everywhere. The small Jewish community in New Zealand is a vulnerable community, and they are being subject to targeting, to intimidation, because of this kind of rhetoric that is not based on history or fact, but actually is Hamas propaganda. I call on the Māori Party to look into the history, to hear the other side of the story, to meet with Jewish people to understand what they are experiencing right now. They have just experienced the worst slaughter in one day since the Holocaust.